Moira is a very useful hero at low ranks. One of the best support according to Overbuff. A main healer that can also deal quite a lot of damage and finishing targets off, but finding the right balance between healing and attacking, getting the right position and avoiding being killed is not that easy. I don't play Moira a lot, but she's the first support I would pick if I need to heal. So because of that, my knowledge and reflexes with the character are very limited. My gameplay seems to be very inconsistent according to my stats. Some games, I manage to survive a lot and get the best out of a hero. Some others, I really can't do anything. It doesn't work out at all for me and my team. So I need your help. In this video, I would like you to tell me what I do wrong. What are my mistakes and blunders? What I could have done better? And what I should be focusing on while playing her. So please don't hesitate to leave a comment with a timestamp or go to Float Feedback to make a full review of my game. It will help me a lot and I'll be most grateful. But without further ado, let's jump into it. Hey guys, my name's Alex and I'm on a Grandmaster Journey. Can anyone reach the top tier of Overwatch? The answer in this series, with weekly update, gameplay reviews and study sessions to follow my baby steps towards Grandmastery. So if you're interested in my progression and in learning with me how to get better at the game along the way, consider subscribing and clicking on the bell icon to make sure to be notified of all my future content. First, a few words on the team composition. I'm never against free DPS in low ranks because ultimately, if everyone is good at the hero they're playing, no matter the composition, we will win. But in this case, attacking Anubis with Soldier, McCree and Widow and no shield doesn't seem like a great comp to me. No flankers can be a big handicap in order to take down the probable bunker that the defense will set up. But okay, let's see how it turns out. In general, the best attacking path is through the left door. Anyone can confirm it? You need to be careful for junk traps and Sims turrets, but it's usually pretty easy to make it to the big health pack in the second room, and from there attack the enemy team from two sides. My soldier is going there, but he's alone. So I try to go and support him without taking too much risk. McCree and Anna join us, but we're being pushed back by Winston. But I thought I could finish off before seeing that he got the support of the enemy Moira and realizing too late that Reaper was closing on me. I died because I've been too greedy and I overextended trying to attack while I should have falled back with my team and focus on healing them. Anna and D.Va fall after me, and the Reaper that our soldier killed got resurrected just after our Widow died from the enemy soldier. So far, we lost everyone except Soldier, who is struggling with an overextending Moira and Reaper. Time to regroup, but instead of waiting in front of a spawn, I move forward to check the enemy's position, and I run into a cheeky Reaper and die again. He gets punished himself for overextending alone so much, but will my team be able to capitalize on that death? Widow swapped to Reaper and with McCree tried to get another pick, but the enemy gets their first ults ready and the push will be tough until we get our own ults. But Monkey jumped out of sight of his healers and get punished too. We should be 6 versus 4 now. Time to commit to the push altogether. Soldier gets Mercy, making things even easier. We could have to go straight to the point I guess, but we still go through the left. But even if Reaper and then Winston had time to come thanks to their abilities, the enemy still lose control of the point and after finishing off Ryan, we finally take it. Now, since they died one by one until the last second, if we rush on the second point, we might have a bit of an advantage, so going through the central entrance can be a good thing. Otherwise, attacking point B should be done through the sides. Mercy is totally out of position and we punish her. There was no need for me to use my orb here. Reaper and McCree would have finished her off nonetheless. Or I could have just sent my ball towards the point, so it was a clear waste of resources here. Soldier once again went far ahead, and this time got punished for it. His idea was not bad, but the team was not able to follow, so he should have stayed with the team and walked in together with us. But D.Va seems very indecisive and timid, and I'm hesitating on what to do. Staying with her or going with the other two DPS. Since Anna is with D.Va, I decide to join the other two. I stupidly focus on Soldier here, where I should have immediately healed my McCree. His death is definitely on me. That was a huge mistake. Ana and I are regrouping with D.Va and Soldier, but that D.Va doesn't seem eager to do anything but stand at the entrance of the temple. So I decide to shove away and join Reaper on the left side, hoping the rest of the team will follow. But nope, my Reaper changed his mind. Or maybe he doesn't know the map well enough and we are back on the shooting range. Lucky for us, Macri swapped to Reinhardt, and now we might be able to push to the point with a big shield showing the way. The enemy soldier tries a very aggressive flanking ult, but he doesn't get anyone, and I manage to survive and join back with my team after eating that small health pack. My first priority walking on the point should have been to top up Ana and heal D.Va. Instead, I use the orb to heal myself, and the enemy's Reaper get a pick on Ana with his ult. I'm focused on healing my tanks now, and our D.Va uses her ult on the point, but she doesn't get anyone, and the fight continues with our soldier and the Orisa going down. Note that a well-positioned D.Va bomb could have won us the point here. Now, I feel soldier attacking me, so I fade away, but I probably should have gone back inside the temple instead of teleporting his way. He doesn't care about me, so instead of attacking him right away, I should have threw a healing orb on the point to help D.Va and Reaper fighting against Rein and Ana. That was another big mistake, but not as big as jumping down to chase Soldier and waste that damage orb. In the meantime, the enemies on the point finish off my abandoned teammates and I can barely escape and regroup. But right away, the enemy soldier gets a pick on Ana, and we are already at a bigger disadvantage. Like I explained in my grouping up study session, going for a fight without a healer is never a good idea. But low ranks are more forgivable. Let's see how it turns out here. The enemy team also did not regroup well, and that Reaper by chasing me overextending and got picked. But unfortunately for us, I also die by standing stupidly in front of the entrance of the temple while trying to attack the overextending enemy soldier. Once again, I die because my positioning was not good enough. I should have positioned myself behind my Rein and monitor the situation before going for any offensive action. My Reaper got another kill, but since Ana and I are still so far, it will be hard to capitalize on it. My team still rushes in without us, but in order to bring down that soldier, they didn't go straight to the point and ended up on the right alley. Most of my teammates are low, and even if Ana and I are trying our best to keep them alive, the enemy's Reaper gets 2 before falling. What else could I have done here? Maybe using my ult and jumping under the bridge right away? Anyway, the fight should be over and we should retreat and form up again. But Ana, D.Va and Ashe are still trying to get some picks. Rein is back and again they move through the central path, which is a mistake. Reaper flanked, Ana sleeps him but we wake him up right away and I use my ult with no good purpose here. I waste most of my ult. I could have used it to heal Moira or turn around and heal Rein, since it's always better to prioritize the healing than the killing with Moira's coalescence. That was really a bad ult, and again I die stupidly here. I'm trying to make the full team to group up since we lost Ana and D.Va, but Rein doesn't do it properly and goes stand at the entrance of the temple. In the meantime, I'm healing Ashe by tapping left click to not waste any resource. Then when we finally back behind Rein, his shield is already about to break. So he charges in, but we don't follow and support him, mainly because their Reaper was flanking and our D.Va didn't feel like going in again. So Rein being left alone dies and we are back at square one. Again, staying at the entrance of the temple is not a great idea, whether it's to poke on the enemy while waiting for the team to regroup or for initiating a fight. Our Reaper is in front of Ryan's shield, and I'm trying to make them come through the left path by pressing the group up button, but it doesn't work, and I have to join with my tanks in the center. Ryan and D.Va finally charge in together with Reaper to clean up the mess, and my Moira to support them from the distance. That's a decent initiation, especially since I can use my ult to heal them from afar. But without Ana and Ashe being busy chasing Soldier, we started a difficult 4v5 fight. We get Ana and Orisa before the enemy's Ryan get nanoed and manage to kill our Ryan before dying himself. But Soldier came back from his troll with his ult ready and sent me back to the spawn room. I did my best to support my team, but the odds were against us from the start. Initiation was not too bad, but execution was not great. Reaper's ult killed only one enemy, and D.Va used her ult at the very end, when the fight was already over. I'm trying to make them group up again, and I should have hide, stop for a bit, and write down a plan in the chat. Counting on your tank's good initiation as a healer is not always the best at low ranks, I think, because a lot of players don't know the best attacking paths or defensive positions. Anyway, time is running out. Within the last 30 seconds, attacks are rarely organized. It's more about rushing in out of desperation and hoping for the best. I'm sticking with my Ryan, and he did really good here. Instead of charging in the middle of the point, he baited the enemy in the doorway and gets a good pin on the enemy Ryan, followed by a nice Earth Shatter that kills Ana. Nano boosted and supported by both my Moira and Ana, Ryan can go on a rampage on the point. Too bad our Pharah, previously Reaper, shot herself. It should have been 5 vs 3, but we still managed to kill Orisa and Moira, and all there is left to kill is that Soldier who got a pick on our Macri. He dies, but the enemy has respawned already, and the fight gets tough again. Even though I pop another ult to heal my tanks, we're missing our damage heroes and we can't kill anyone. Pharah is too late, Ryan died, even though Ana and I tried to keep him alive as long as possible, and the Reaper and Soldier used their ults to wipe us out. This round was a good example of how important it is to commit to a fight with a full team. Because if you don't, and you keep on dying in unfair fights, and still taking turns at using your ults thinking you can make it, then you won't have the resources needed to have the upper hand in the last fight. Ults win fights, right? But since in low ranks no one is really ult tracking, no one can really tell what ult the enemy has ready. Then it's better to always try to combine your ult with at least one other teammates when there is a big team fight going on. And of course, properly grouping up and attacking all together is essential to increase the chances to win. The second round is just a formality. They stomped on us and took the 2 points in less than a minute. Our team just got 1 kill in this round, showing how badly we defended or maybe how good was their attack. I will let it play for you. You'll see that I do a few obvious mistakes again. So like I said, big blunders all over the place again. Not optimizing the use of my ult, wasting orbs, lack of awareness, bad decision making like when chasing and attacking enemies while I should have healed. It's quite sad to get wiped out like that, but it's part of the game. They played better and deserve to win. The only thing I can do is learning from that match and try not to do the same huge mistakes next time. So please let me know if you see anything else I did wrong or if you have any advice on how to play better as Moira. I'll be grateful for all the help I can get. And that would be it for today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave it a like. It helps me know that I'm on the right track with this series. Also, if you haven't done it already, consider subscribing and hit that bell icon to follow my journey to Grandmastery and be notified of all my new content. And here is the most helpful comment of the last video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, remember losties, losers are not your mind. Tip of the day. As Moira, don't forget to throw an orb just before using your ult since the cooldown will be almost reset by the time your ult ends. And also, coalescence beam range being so long, make sure to keep your distance from the thought while using it to avoid taking damage. Try it on and let me know if it works for you.